Good morning, friends. Welcome back. So yesterday, remember, we have started some basic things. We have discussed some basic things like we try to understand what is a computer network. Okay. What is the purpose of a computer network? Okay. And how to build and how to make a computer network. These are the three basic things we have seen in our previous session. Okay. Then we discussed about the season examination and course and how to go for exam and all those things. Okay. Every online exam, every course, or most of the courses have the online examinations. So it will be good for your career if you can go with like season exam if you want to pursue your career in networking. At least CCNA course everyone should learn. At least course should be there. But still, if you want to go with the admin, if you want to go with the networking part, then you have to go with the CCNA certification for sure. Okay. And then we said these are the three major topics we are learning in our CCNA. Fine. That was the session yesterday. Okay. Today, we'll just try to learn the types of computer networks. What we will do? We'll just try to learn the types of computer networks. Again, a very basic class and but very important class we need to understand. Okay, so what are the types of computer networks we have here? Basically, computer network is divided into two types. One computer network is called logical network, and the other computer network is called physical network. Okay, one is a logical network, one is a physical network. So what is the difference between the logical network and the physical network? When you look at a computer network here, friends, like remember yesterday we have seen a network here. See, actually this is also a computer network. Let me just show you one network, this one. But right now we are not in a position to understand anything about this computer network because it's a very complicated network. There are many devices here. We can see like there are some servers here. Okay, there is a server here. Okay, we have like voice devices, we have like firewall here. Okay, we have switch. We have this routers, like we have many devices with many IP addresses. We have computers and all those things. This hopefully we will see in coming classes. We'll just try to come here for some reason. Okay, so let us take a very small network here, or very easy network in the sense it's not small, but it's very easy to understand. Fine. So see here in this network, we have many devices like there's a server, there's a router, there is a switch, firewall, computers, all these things, right? So this network is called physical network. The devices are connected with each other. So this is a physical network. I repeat again, the devices are connected with each other. So this is your physical network. But what I said here, there are two types of networks here, right? One is a logical network, one is a physical network. Okay, can you see the screen here, friends? Yeah, I guess now you can see it. Yeah, fine, thank you. Okay, so this is the only thing I have written till now, types of computer networks. What are the types of computer networks we have? I said logical network is one network and physical network is another network. And actually I showed you one more network here. The screen was freezed at that time, so you could not see that network. So let me just take you back to that network once. This was a network I was sharing with you. I said this is a network which is like, a much bigger network, and as of now, maybe we are not in a position to understand anything about this network. Okay, we have many devices again here, like devices like this is a server here. This is some voice device. Okay, this is some firewall here. Hmm. There is another firewall here. There is a router here. There is a switch here. There are some computers. And all these are IP addresses here actually. Whatever numbers you see here, those numbers are known as IP address. If I zoom in, can you see the number 172.16.0.8? That is the IP address. 10.0.0.4/30 is a IP address. 192.168.20.253/24 is a IP address. So these are the addresses we have there. So we have some physical networks, physical devices connected with each other, as well as we have some IP addresses there. Got it? We have the physical devices as well as we have the IP addresses. So I say this is a network which is a bit difficult for us to understand as of now. So we'll come to this network at some other time. But this was a very easy network, right? That we have seen yesterday and that we can see today also. Okay, so fine. So what I said here, one is a physical network, another one is a logical network. So what you see on your screen is a physical network. Devices are connected with each other. Devices are connected with each other by using a cable. So that is a physical network. But logical network means every device has a number. Let us say the number on server is 10.0.0.1. That is your IP address. The IP address on the laptop is the IP address on this desktop is now. This is a very simple example. The IP address on server is 10.0.0.1 and the IP address on laptop is 10.0.0.2. Now see here, the laptop and server, they are connected with each other physically. They are in same physical network as well as they are in same logical network. Remember what I told you about logical network? Logical network is all about IP address. Logical network is all about IP address. Now see here, 10.0.0, it is starting with the number 10. And what about the laptop? It is also starting with the number 10. But coming to 192.168.1.12, actually, technically speaking, it is 192.168.1. That is considered as one network. Well, let us just go with the first number 192. That means the server and the laptop, they are present in the 10 network, whereas the desktop machine is present in 192 network. So this 192 network will not allow us to communicate with the server or with the laptop. So laptop and server can communicate with each other, but they cannot communicate with the workstation or this particular desktop machine. They cannot communicate with this machine. Although that machine is there in the same physical network, I repeat, although that machine is there in the same physical network, but logically it is not present in same network. It is in 192 network and server is in 10 network. So this desktop and this server, they cannot communicate with it. So if you want to make communication between two devices or two or more devices, they should be present in same physical network as well as they should present in same logical network. So I have to remove this number here. That is 192.168.1. Then I have to keep a number here like, let's say 10.0.1.23, some number. But you can see here clearly this number is also starting from number 10. This IP address is also starting from number 10. Now this desktop can communicate with laptop and this desktop can communicate with server. So if desktop is able to communicate with server, of course, server will communicate with the desktop. This is your logical network. So logical network is your IP address, whereas physical network is the physical devices that are connected with each other. Logical network is IP address, and in physical network, there are different types of physical networks we have. One is like local area network. Second is like, metropolitan area network. And third one is like wide area. These are some of the types of physical networks we have. Local area network, metropolitan area network, and wide area network. Whereas coming to the logical network is all about IP address. Okay, so devices should be there in same logical network as well as same physical network. If they are present in same logical network and physical network, then they will communicate with each other directly. But in case if they are present in different logical network or different physical network, metropolitan means it is spread across a city. Like suppose there is a branch in South Mumbai and there is a branch in North Mumbai. It's present in different locations, right? So then it is called metropolitan. We will see more about this metropolitan and all those things now. But just for a basic example, let us say wide area network. Wide area network means one branch present in India, another branch present in Australia. So to make communication between these two branches, India branch and Australia branch, they are different physical networks, right? What we have to do, we have to take a router. What we have to do, friends, we have to take a router and we have to make communication between this India branch and Australia branch. That is one of the major thing we are learning in CCN actually in coming classes. Okay, now within your company there can be different logical networks. See, if there are 100 computers or 1,000 computers in a company, it is not compulsory that all the 1,000 computers should be there in same logical network. I repeat, it is not compulsory to have all the 1,000 computers in same logical network. Okay, what I said here, if the devices are present in the same logical network, they will communicate. That is all good. But it is not compulsory to keep all the devices in same logical network. What exactly I mean? Let me just show you an example here, friends. Actually, when you go to companies or when you see a real setup, a real computer network, it will be something like this. Now see here, this is sales department, this is accounts department, this is marketing department, this is server department. If you see closely, so technically you may not understand what I'm saying now about the number, but just try to understand one thing. Sales network is in 190 to 168, 10. Sales department is in 190 to 168, 10. Accounts department is in 190 to 168, 20 network. Marketing department is in 190 to 168, 30 network. Server department is in 190 to 168, 40 network. Although they are present in same physical network, but logically they are in different logical networks. Let me just write here in more details. Sales is 192.168.10.0. So actually 190 to 168.10 is your network portion. This much is your network portion. Okay. I'll just make this more easy to understand. Fine. So what is the network here? 190 to 168.10 is a network. Okay. Then accounts is in 192.168.20.0 network. And marketing is in 192.168.30.0 network. So when I say sales, accounts, and marketing, I'm talking about the same local area network. I'm talking about the same company, your branch. That's it. Server is in 192.168.40.0 network. So the red color one, what I'm highlighting here is your network. Why this is network, how this is network, that we will see hopefully within like 2 days or 3 days for sure. Okay, that is our IP addressing concept, and one of the main concept we have to learn in our CCNA. Okay, fine. So see here, this is your company, friends. Your company has multiple departments: sales departments, accounts department, marketing department, server department. There will be many departments, right? You know what is the department means? A section of your company. So within the company, every department has a different logical network. Now, for example, imagine in sales, there are totally like say 125 computers. So this 125 computers will communicate with each other. Let us say in accounts, there are totally like say 45 computers. Now these 45 computers will communicate with each other. Fine. There is no problem there because the 45 accounts computer are there in same physical network as well as in same logical network. This 125 sales computer are there in same physical network as well as in same logical network. So that is absolutely fine. They will communicate with each other. But sales computers and accounts computers, which are there in same physical network but different logical network, different logical network. So can they communicate with each other? The answer is no. Remember one thing, if a network is present in same physical and logical network, then they will communicate with each other. This is a very, very important point we need to remember. What I said, if a network is present in same physical and logical network, then they will communicate with each other. Now, if a network is present in different physical or logical network, then they will not communicate with each other. These 2 points you should remember for rest of your life. This is a very simple concept of computer network. If they are present in same physical network and same logical network, they will communicate. That's it. There is no other option. There is no other thing we need to learn here. They will communicate. But if they are present in different logical network or different physical network, then they will not communicate with each other. Quite simple here, right? If they are present in different logical network or different physical network, they cannot communicate with each other. I'm saying different logical or I'm not saying different logical and physical network. I'm saying different physical or logical network. So in our above example, that is our sales, accounts, marketing, and server. This is our same physical network. So they are present in same physical network, but logically they are not in same network, right? So they will not communicate. Or you can take example as there is a branch in India and there is a branch somewhere in Australia. Two different physical networks. Can they communicate with each other? Again, the answer is no. Now, I'll just write a note here. Please see carefully. To make communication between two or more different logical or physical networks, we must use a router. This is again a note that you should remember forever. What is the note here? To make communication between two or more different logical or physical network, we must use a router. That's it, guys. Okay, we must use a router. These are some of the basic things you should remember forever. I just repeat again, if a computer network is present in same logical network and physical network, they will communicate. Now, what is physical network? Physical network means the physical devices where they are present. Are they present within a building, or are they present across a city, or are they present in 2 or 3 different locations like different cities, countries, or continents maybe? That is your physical. Logical means the IP address that we assign on that logical network. The IP address that we assign. You know, there was a time when we have offers like if you want to make a call between, like say, Airtel to Airtel mobile phone, it is free. Remember those days? So Airtel to Airtel, that means it is same network, it was free. Reliance to Reliance, it was free. Idea to Idea, it was free. But by using an Idea mobile phone, if you want to make a call to a Airtel, then those people used to charge money, right? Remember those days, some 6, 7, 8 years before? So that means same network, it was free. Same Airtel network, it was free. So here also same network, physical network, logical network, we can just take that example and we can say if they're present in same physical and logical network, they will communicate. If they are present in different physical network or different logical network, they will not communicate with each other. Then we have to use a router to make communication between them. Done? So this is what your physical network and logical network is all about. We'll see more about physical network and logical. Logical network will take 5 classes. That's a huge thing we need to learn. I repeat, logical network will take totally 5 classes for us to complete. That is, IP address will take totally 5 classes. So just imagine how much we have to learn in IP addressing. We'll just try to learn everything in details about IP addressing. See, IP addressing is one concept that I'll just try to spend as much time as possible. Because if you know the concept of IP addressing, this concept will remain with you for rest of your life. And you're not learning IP addressing in any other course. Like if you go with Linux administration or security or cloud computing or virtualization or ethical hacking, in every other course, you are using IP addressing, but you're not learning IP addressing. Okay. I repeat again, in all the other courses, you will be using IP addressing, but you're not learning. Where you're learning IP addressing only in CCNA. Fine. So just take your time here. Just take 30 seconds. If you have any questions, any doubts regarding this topic, feel free to like clear all your doubts. And then we will move into the physical networks, the types of physical networks. Okay. So over to you now, guys. Okay, fine. So let us continue. I hope everything is clear. Let us see the types of physical networks. So when I say physical, I'm talking about some, area. Physical, you know very well, right? The devices are physical. Okay, the area is physical and all those things. Okay, so let us just try to see the types of physical networks and let us begin with LAN. LAN stands for local area network. So what exactly is this local area network? You must have seen this definition somewhere in any dictionary or somewhere in your college, maybe. This is a very, common definition or common thing we learn or we see. So local area network means a network. I'm talking about computer network actually. So a network that is spread within a room or a building. This is your local area network. So within a room, how many computers you can keep? Maybe like say 10 computers, 20 computers. Or if there is a big hall, how many computers you can keep? Maybe like 50, 70, 100 computers, or maybe 500 computers if it's a big hall. Within a building, how many computers we can keep? Easily we can go with like thousands of computers, right? So what is a local area network? Local, name says everything. Local area. That means a network that is spread within a room or a building is called local area network. That is a limit. I'll show you some diagrams here or some photos anyway. See, this is some XYZ company somewhere. And you can see there are many computers, many people are working here, right? It is some Indian company, you can see all Indians here. So there are maybe like suppose say 200 computers here. All these 200 computers are present within a room or within a building, right? So that is your local area network. That's it. Here also you can see all the people are sitting within a room or within a hall. So this also comes under a local area network. So the devices which are connected or which are present within a room or a building is called local area network. Okay. So what devices will be there in local area network? Devices like computers, servers, routers, switches. Cable is not a device in a device in the sense we cannot configure anything in cable. We just connect cable and we just make a cable. So this is a component, but still this is very major part of your network. So cable, we will see what cables we use and all those things. So we have cables here, then we have firewall, printer, etc. So go to any company on the face of the earth, go to any local area network. The size of the local area network can be, there can be like 100 devices, there can be 1,000 devices, or there can be even 10,000 devices. So when I say device, I'm talking about all these machines here. So there can be 10,000 devices. But if these 10,000 devices are present within a room or a building, then that comes under local area network. You know the tallest building? Burj Khalifa, right? This is one of the tallest building on the face of the earth. Now just imagine how many computers can be added or how many computers can be connected here. There are more than like 100 floors, and in each floor we can add some like, maybe like thousands of machines. So overall, some lakhs of machines can be easily added in this building. Okay, so if there are like lakhs of devices present within a building, still it comes under local area network. I repeat, if there are lakhs of devices added within a building, still it comes under local area network. So devices are connected within a room or a building. Now, what is the purpose of connecting all these devices? Of course, it is sharing. Sharing is a major purpose, right? Remember what we said yesterday, sharing data, sharing hardware, sharing software, allowing remote access, etc. This is the main purpose of your computer network. Okay, so we should know where exactly the network is present, how far it is present, or how much geographical area it is covering. That is one thing we should know. And the devices, we should know like what devices we are using in this computer network. And the third thing is we should know what is the purpose of this computer network. Okay, now connections. A very simple question to you, friends. What you think? What will be the connections here? There are two types of connections. One is wire, another one is wireless. If there are 50 devices in a company, it can be wire or wireless. If there are 5,000 devices or 20,000 devices or even like 50,000 devices in a company, the devices can be connected by using a wire or wireless. So according to your experience, like, you're using computer networks for many years. Actually, people feel like they're learning computer networks for the first time. Okay, maybe learning is the first time, but using is there for many years. The computer network, the internet is the biggest computer network. The internet is the biggest computer network. Right now, we all people are connected to this class, this online session through internet. That means we are connected with each other actually. So this is a computer network again. Okay, so from your experience, the internet experience, can you please tell me which connections are better for you? Wire connection is better or wireless connection is better? Remember, I told you the chat box is always open. I'll just send a message in the chat box. I'm just saying hello here. Okay, I got an answer here, like one is saying both, another one is saying wire here. Okay, fine. Okay, I got a message as wireless also. Okay, fine. See, when you think of wireless, what you think? You think of your Wi-Fi router. You can just sit somewhere in a bedroom, or you can say somewhere in a drawing room, or maybe you're cooking something in kitchen room and you can still watch something, right? You can still connect yourself to the internet. That is wireless. But what I said here, remember, I said bedroom or maybe a drawing room or maybe a kitchen room. But once you go outside to buy something, can you connect yourself to your Wi-Fi router? No, right? There is a geographical distance it is supporting. It is supporting 100 meters or 120 meters and all those things. Actually, recently, like some couple of weeks before, I have seen a message and it was a news actually. The news was they have successfully tested a wireless router which can send signals up to 1 kilometer. 1 kilometer is how much distance, friends? It's not much, right? So it was a news actually. It was a breaking news. What was the breaking news? They have developed a Wi-Fi router that can pass signals up to 1 kilometer. That's it. Okay. So 1 kilometer is the maximum that wireless router will support. Done. Now, so the concept what I'm trying to say here is if there is a computer network, whether there are 50 computers, 500 computers, or even 50,000 computers, wire network is always a better network. I repeat again, wire network is always a better network compared to wireless, because in wire we have more security, we have like more speed, okay, compared to like wireless, and wire is more reliable compared to wireless. If you just cross your limit, like suppose 100 meters, then you're not getting any signals. So wire is always a better option. But in case, suppose your computer network is something like this. Like this. So you can see there are many computers and it is an open hall. This is some sort of company, maybe like share market or whatever. You can see many people are connected to the big screen. They are watching the big screen and there are many computers here. Whatever lights you see here, actually that is a monitor. So if there is a open place like this, a open hall like this, then we can go with the wireless. But I can bet if the administrator is a smart administrator, he will still go with the wire connection to connect all these machines with each other, because wire is always better than wireless. Wire network is always better than wireless network. Okay, these are some of the things that you should remember or you should understand about a computer network. I'll repeat again, friends. A network is spread within a room or a building. Then this network is called local area network. What devices we use in local area network? Computers, servers, routers, switches, firewalls, printers, and etc. What is the purpose of local area network? Sharing data, sharing hardware, sharing software, remote access, or maybe like hosting some applications. That is a very technical terminology. Hosting application means, if there is a website for your company, that website you can run on a particular machine, and that website is connected to the internet. Like for example, if I go to internet, I said google.com here. So once I say google.com, what happens here? I am connected to this Google server. So what is this Google server, or where is this Google server? It is running on a server. Somewhere it is running on a server, right? Okay, so that is hosted on a network. So that is also possible. Okay, and then we have seen the connections. Connections can be wire connections or wireless connections. These are the two types of connections we have. Now let us see something about wire. Then we will go and see how to make or how to connect all the devices with each other. Okay, now in computer networks we use two types of wires. What is a wire? We can call it as a cable or a wire. Normally when you connect your charger to your mobile phone, there is a wire there. Okay, normally when you connect your TV, there is a wire coming there. So that sort of wire will be there. Now, there are two types of wires we use in computer network. One is called UTP cable. And what you see on your screen right now is a UTP cable. Within a local area network, 90 to 95% cases, we will go with this UTP cable. It's a big number, guys. When I say 90 to 95% cases, this is a cable we use within our computer network, within a local area network. Maybe there are 10 computers or maybe there are 10,000 computers. But if the computers are present within a room or a building, this is the cable we use. Okay, that is called UTP cable, or we can call it as twisted pair cable. Let me just write here the names. UTP cable or twisted pair cable, or we call it as CAT cable also. Why we call it as CAT cable? CAT actually stands for, it's not the animal that is the cat we are talking here. We are talking about category. So there are different types of categories. Like there is something called Cat 5 cable, Cat 6 cable, okay, Cat 4 cable. All these cables are there. Cat 5e cable. So when you see the cable cover, can you see this ash color cover? That is a body cover. On this cover, it will be written as whether it is Cat 5 or Cat 6. So if you go with more in-depth analysis of this CAT cable, Cat 5 cable will support less speed and Cat 6 cable will support more speed. Like, you know, Cat 5 support 100 Mbps, whereas Cat 6, it will support 1000 Mbps. That much speed it will support. That is one of the major difference between Cat 5 and Cat 6. There is one more cable in between that is called Cat 5e. That also supports like 1000 Mbps. But still there are many other differences between Cat 5e and Cat 6. But we are not going for all those differences. That is not our work. But anyhow, Cat 5 and Cat 6 are the cables that we use. So what is the difference between Cat 5 and Cat 5e? The speed, how much they can carry, how much data they can carry, 100 Mbps and 10 Mbps. That is the one thing. But there is one similarity between Cat 5 cable, Cat 6 cable, and that similarity is distance. For how much distance they can carry your data. You know, these CAT cables or UTP cables or twisted pair cables, whatever you call with the name, they support only 100 meters. Now see here, how much distance it will support here, friends. These cables will support up to 100 meters only. After 100 meters, they will simply drop your data. They cannot carry your data for more than 100 meters. So this is one of the main reason why we use this cable within local area network. Within our boundary, within a building, within the local area network, we go with this CAT cable. Okay, it supports only 100 meters. Now there is one more cable we have here. That is called fiber optic cable, and it looks like this. This is your fiber optic cable. Now we have some advantages in fiber optic cable. One of the advantage here is distance. It can carry your data for, like, you know, say some tens or maybe like hundreds of kilometer. Now this is not meter, this is kilometer. So CAT cable can carry data up to like 100 meter. That's it. There is a limit. But coming to this fiber optic cable, it can carry your data up to like some hundreds of kilometers. That's huge. Like suppose from South Delhi to North Delhi, or maybe from South to Chennai to North to Chennai. I'm taking a big city and I'm saying South and North. That means you can imagine the distance there, right? It can be like 30 kilometers. It can be like 50 kilometers even. If you go to a city like Delhi, if you go to one part of Delhi and another part of Delhi, it can be more than 100 kilometers apart actually, right? It's a very big city. Okay, so if you want to make communication between South Delhi branch and North Delhi branch, then which cable we have to use? We have to go with this CAT cable. We have to go with this fiber optic cable. CAT cable or UTP cable will carry data only up to 100 meters. I'm saying meters, but this fiber optic cable we can carry, it can carry data up to some tens and hundreds of kilometers. tens and hundreds of kilometers. And how much data it can carry? It can carry huge data compared to CAT cable. So this cable is best, means it will carry data up to very long distance, and it will carry data, it can carry huge data up to long distance. But why still we use this UTP cable in 95% networks? I repeat, in 95% local area networks, we go with this UTP cable only. Why so? Can you just see the fiber optic cable and can you tell me why we are not using this fiber optic cable? Why we are using only like 3%, 4% cases? The answer is clearly there on your screen actually. So please try to tell me, see the cable and try to tell me why we are not using this cable in more than like 3% or 5% cases. It will carry data up to very long distance. It can carry more data and all those things. We have many advantages then. But why still we are not using this cable in more than 95% cases? Okay, I'll tell you the answer. Can you just port here? Can you please show me your computer? Can you just see your computer or maybe your laptop where this particular connector is available, where you can connect your fiber optic cable? So right now, whatever laptops and whatever computers we are using, in 99% cases, this fiber optic port is not available. I repeat, 99% cases in your computer and a laptop, this fiber optic port is not available. So where can we connect this fiber optic cable on our computer? The option itself is not available, right? So where is this option available? This option is available on very few devices. The few devices are big servers or big routers or big switches. When I say big, I'm talking about like, high series routers or high configuration routers. Then only these cables can be connected. Right now, this is not available on our computers and laptops. This is your future. In computers in coming days and years, you will get only this. Okay, because it is better compared to UTP cable. But as of now, this port is not available on your computer. When you see your computer, you may see USB port, sound port, VGA port. In the VGA port, you can see HDMI port. You can see different ports there, but you will not see any port where you can connect this fiber optic cable. Okay, now see here. In this, we can see there is a switch somewhere, and this people are connecting this fiber optic cable there. These are your fiber optic cable. Got it, friends? So there are only few devices where the fiber optic port is available. Not every switch, every router, every server or every computer has this. Overall, I can say all over the globe, maybe there are like 10% devices where the fiber optic port is available. Okay, I'll give one very simple example to understand this. When I started using computers, like 2003, 4, actually I started using computers. I had a computer in my home in like 2006. So when I started using computers, CD was like very, very famous. CDs, compact disc. Then came DVD. We were very happy. DVD's capacity was 4.7 GB. What is the capacity of CD? Remember, guys? 700 MB is the capacity, right? But DVD capacity is 4,700 MB. So it was a very huge thing back then, like 2005, 2006. DVD was a huge thing because it can save up to like 4,700 MB of space, MB of data. But now we have something called, I'm not sure how many of you know, maybe you know this, Blu-ray disc. You know this? Can you tell me how much space or how much data you can save here? How much space you have in this Blu-ray disc? Any idea, friends? CD is 700 MB. Blu-ray is, DVD is 4.7 GB. What about Blu-ray disc? Let me just show you the devices first. This is CD. Of course, we know this very well. This is DVD. For sure, we know this very well. And one is Blu-ray. Now see, physically they all are looking same, and of course they are same physically. But the difference here is, yeah, see here, CD, DVD, and Blu-ray. Physically they are same, but the difference between CD, DVD, and Blu-ray is Blu-ray can copy data up to some 200 GB also. 4700 MB is how much? 4.7 GB, right? That is the total capacity. So there was a time when 4.7 GB was considered as a good space to save your data and files and everything. But now we are getting Blu-ray disc, which can save data up to like 200 GB. And 200 GB is obviously a huge space, right? 200 GB is sufficient space there. Okay. But my question to you is, how many of you or how many of us can use a Blu-ray disc in our computers or maybe in our laptops? See, 90% laptops and computers that we see or that we use has no option of putting Blu-ray disc. We cannot connect this Blu-ray disc there because that Blu-ray drive itself is not available. I cannot put my Blu-ray disc in my CD drive or DVD drive. There is a separate drive for this Blu-ray. This one. There is a separate drive for this. So here only this Blu-ray disc will work. I cannot put this in my CD drive or the DVD drive. So what I'm trying to say here is this option is not available as of now on many devices. But you know, when you go with a very latest laptop with high configuration, or if you have to go with a Blu-ray disc in a laptop, you can go with this Blu-ray disc. But normally 95% cases, we go with this CD and DVD drive. We will not go with this Blu-ray. That means the option is not available as of now, but the option will be available in coming years. Okay, for sure. So in the same way, friends, when you go with a computer network, right now, this is the cable that we can connect. Which cable? UTP cable. Can we connect this fiber optic cable? Although we have many advantages and we have many benefits, but we cannot connect the fiber optic cable on our computer or a laptop or maybe in most of the routers and most of the switches and most of the servers. That option is not available. Okay. And coming to this UTP cable, you're simply not connecting UTP cable like this. This is just an open cable. It is a raw cable. So how to connect this UTP cable? Let me just show you one cable actually. Yeah, this is better. So this blue color one, sky blue color one is the cable. And this white color one, what you see here, it is called RJ45 jack. RJ45 jack. It should be connected. This process is called crimping process. Just try to watch any videos on YouTube. You can learn how to do crimping. Crimping means how to make a cable. How to make a particular cable. That is called crimping. Okay, so you can just go and watch some videos and you can learn something. Anyhow, this white color one is called RJ45. When you see your Wi-Fi router there in your home, you can see exactly the same RJ45 jack connected on your Wi-Fi router. And this is the same RJ45 jack we use to connect to our computer, router, switch, firewall. Within the local area network, whatever devices we have, we connect this RJ45 jack on that particular device. Okay. And that device will look like this actually. You can just go and check your computer again. A port will be there on your computer or a laptop like this. And the same sort of port will be there on your Wi-Fi router also. This port is called, there are many names. One is LAN port. That means local area network. One is your NIC card, network interface. So there are many names. We'll see all these things in details in coming classes. But it is a LAN port. Done. So this port will be there, and on this particular port you connect that cable. So in this photo it is showing the same thing only. This is your LAN port. And this LAN port is also RJ45 connector. That is, the white color one is called RJ45 jack. And this particular port, what you see on your screen, is called RJ45 connector. So by using this cable, you connect the cable in that particular port. That's it. It's not a rocket science. How you connect your mobile phone charger to your mobile phone? Is it difficult to connect a charger to your mobile phone? No, there is a pin. Just connect the pin to a particular port or your mobile phone, right? So in the same way, there is a computer or a router or a switch or a server or a firewall, whatever the device, this port will be available on every device. This one. So this is a place where we connect this particular cable. So the blue color one is a cable. This is your RJ45 jack and this is your RJ45 connector. So just make a connection like that. That's it. Got it? A device will be connected successfully to your machine. Okay, let me just see one more thing. Computer motherboard, input and output devices and components. Should I go with component? Okay, yeah, fine. See here, this is some motherboard. I hope I can open this in big. If you zoom in, actually, there are like, okay, let me go on the PC directly. Okay, fine. What you see here is there are two NIC cards actually connected here. I just want to show you a big picture. This you can see easily in your computer or maybe in your laptop. Okay, whatever. Save image. Let me just try to finish this in a better way. NIC. Now, much better, guys. Now, this is your NIC card. This is your NIC card on your computer. Same sort of NIC card will be there on your router, on your switch, on your firewall. This is that particular NIC card. You have different connectors here to connect different components, and this is a place where you connect your network cable. It can be computer, internet, or this is within your company. So every device has this port, and there we connect our cable. Got it? Fine. So this is your cable connection. So coming back to this network here, local area network. A local area network is spread within a room or a building. Devices are this. Purpose is sharing, and the connections are wire or wireless. But you know, majority of cases, like I said, it will be wire. And in this wire, I'll just write here so that you can remember. We have like UTP cable or fiber optic cable. UTP cable we use in how many cases? How much percentage I have written here? 95% cases we will go with this UTP cable, and the remaining is for your fiber optic cable. Where we use fiber optic cable, that we will try to understand in more details in our next class. So tomorrow when we come, we will try to see how to make a local area network, how we can connect all the devices with each other. Now we know every device has a NIC card, right? This is the NIC card we have on each and every device. So we will see how we can connect, like where a computer should be connected, where a router should be connected, where a switch should be connected. They will be connected on this port. They will be connected on this particular port only. But how to make connection, how to make, you know, connections and all those things, we will see. That is one thing we will see tomorrow. That is how to make a local area network. Then we will see what is metropolitan area network and wide area network. What is the purpose? What are the devices we use there? Then we will see how to make connection between like Hyderabad and Chennai, Delhi and Mumbai, India and let's say America, Australia and let's say Dubai. How to make connections and all those things we will see tomorrow. So by tomorrow we can finish our physical networks. Very important concepts we need to understand basics, but very important part of your learning process. So once you finish the physical network, then we will enter into this logical network. Logical network is of course a big fish. If you're good in logical network, you will be good in many other technologies. You can learn many other courses easily. So logical network, normally, people finish logical network in 2 or maximum 3 classes. Whatever I have seen in many places, they just finish in 2 or 3 classes. But I will go with at least 5 classes. If needed, I'll go with like 6th class also. See, instead of 34, 35 days, we can go with like 36 and 37 days. It's not a big deal. I just make sure there is no need for you to learn the IP addressing again. There is no need for you to learn this particular course again. I'll just make sure we will go in that order. We'll just try to spend a bit extra time. We'll just try to learn things. And whatever we are learning in CCNA, these concepts will remain with you for rest of your career. I repeat again, friends, CCNA is one of the most important course that you are learning for your career. So I'll make sure 1 or 2 days can be here and there more, or maybe like half an hour, 1 hour, we can take extra on some days. But I'll just make sure the concept that you're going to learn, you should understand the concept very well. Because once you understand IP addressing concept, this is which year? This is 2021, right? Suppose you're working in 2041, that is after 40 years. This IP address concept will remain same. So that we need to understand. It's a very tricky concept that we need to understand carefully. So all those things we will see once we cover our physical network, and that we are going to finish tomorrow, hopefully. And then after tomorrow, we can start our main concepts, that is your IP addressing. So what we have seen today is we just try to understand the types of networks, and we understood like what is the local area network, and the other things we will see tomorrow. Like I said, how to make a local area network, that we will see tomorrow. Metropolitan and wide area network, it will take 1 class. Okay, please try to join. Please try to join every day at 8:30 a.m. because I have classes before 8:30 and I have classes after our class. 10 o'clock again I have a class. So I need only like 50, I get only 15-20 minutes to have my breakfast and tea and all those things. So please try to join exactly 8:30 so that we can take at least 1 hour a day. Okay, one more thing, one more very small tip. Suppose the class is starting at 8:30. It will start at 8:30 for sure. So from 8:30 to like 8:45, whatever we discuss in this starting 15 minutes, whatever we discuss in this starting 15 minutes, this is the most important part of your class. Remaining 45 minutes, 50 minutes is only about more about that particular topic or some practicals and all those things. But the starting 30 and starting 10 to 15 minutes is the most important part. So please try to join the class exactly at 8:30 every day. Okay, so these are some of the things you should take care. One more thing, after tomorrow, when we start our main classes, the administration classes, especially IP addressing, see, you can learn complete CCNA by using 2 things. One is book plus pen. CCNA is all about diagrams and all those things. So if you have a book and pen, whenever you sit in a class, just take a book and just take a pen, sit with it. And whenever I show you something, just try to write in your book. All that is available in your files and everything. But you know what I do? I'll just try to show you some examples in IP addressing. I'll show you 3 examples. Then I'll ask you to do 1 example. This is the best way of learning things and best way of remembering things for very long. Okay, so this we will see, we will discuss again tomorrow, but please try to join every day at 8:30 a.m. exactly at 8:30 a.m. And one last thing for today from my side, my voice is a bit low today. Actually there is some curve here, so it's like it's a bit down. So hopefully like by tomorrow I'll take some medicines and hopefully it will be much more clear. I hope you're able to understand me clearly, but still hopefully from tomorrow The voice will be like much more clear here. So that's it, friends, from me. I'll be here for next couple of minutes. If you have anything to say, anything to ask, any questions, any doubts, I'm more than happy to address you. Okay, friends. So if there are no doubts or questions, this was a very basic class, right? So you must have known many things from before only, but no issues. So tomorrow we'll just try to finish our networking class, the basic networking class. So if there are no questions today, we can just stop this session here and hope to see you again tomorrow at exactly 8:30 a.m. One last thing before I go. I'm very sorry for like extending the class. One last thing. If you want to learn any computer course, not only CCNA, any computer course, suppose there are totally 1 to like 30 classes. There are two things you should follow every time. One is you should come on time, because remember I told you the starting 10-15 minutes is the most important part. Okay, you should come on time. And the second thing is you should not miss any class. You know, in CCNA actually, class number 3 is connected to class number 4, or I can say class number 10 is connected to class number 9. So if you miss class number 9 and if you come to class number 10, it will be difficult for you to understand many things. So what you should do, in case if you miss any class for some reason, the recorded classes will be shared with you, right? So you just go and watch the recorded class before you come for the next class. It will be very easy for you to understand. Okay, that's it, guys. That's it for today. And have a nice day, and see you tomorrow at same time, 8:30 a.m. And tomorrow we'll finish our networks, physical networks. Take care.